and welcome to Real Deal. I'm your host, Chris Visano, along with our another host, David Reese.
David Reese.
And today's guest for the first episode of the new year is Jocelyn Ruggerio, who is a quality of life teacher and someone who's been quite a mentor to me all these years. Jocelyn, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I am thrilled to be here today with two people who have been just wonderful presences, each a wonderful presence in my class over the years.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so my first question is, what made you want, I know you're in the food business and you write reviews of restaurants, so what made you want to be a restaurateur?
Well, actually, so I've written about all different aspects of food, which I really love. And what I love most about food writing is it gives me, it can be a lens to talk about all different other things, right? So in talking about food, I can talk about community, I can talk about relationships, I can talk about history, and I can talk about how people share, how people share and commune with each other. So although I used to write a lot about food and recipes, now I write even more about farmers and how people grow the food that we eat. And so I'm really interested in that aspect of food now. And so you can imagine how many stories there are about the farmers who grow our food and how they, the stories of how they grow their food and the countries they come from and the traditions they bring with them when they come from other countries and grow the food that they learn to grow in other countries.
Yes. And what is your favorite mode of work in your career? What's your favorite type of work in your career?
Well, although I really, really, really love writing, my favorite thing to do is to teach writing at Vista. Yes, my favorite thing that I do is absolutely my teaching. Because, yes, it's the most gratifying, the most exciting, and my favorite thing I do is to walk out the door and know that I'm coming to a class where I have students like you, like David, like James, who's behind camera, who are excited, who are excited to get creative. And I wouldn't even say just to work, like to work together. It just is the most exciting thing to me when you all are just present and excited and you're writing and then you read back your work and we talk about what you've done and you dive back in. It's the most exciting, gratifying part of the work I do.
Yes. Do you have any questions, David?
I do.
What is it? What's your question?
The first one is, Jocelyn, how long have you been quality of life career instructor?
Oh, well, I first came to work at Vista when I was in a musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and that was 12 years ago.
Yeah?
Yes. And the director of that play, Pat Sowney, had to take a little break, and she asked me to teach a theater course while she was away.
Yeah?
So that's how I came to teach at Vista. So I taught a couple theater courses, and those led to some writing classes, and Chris was in those classes.
Yes.
And from that, I was completely hooked. All I wanted to do was continue teaching at Vista, and I have ever since then. So it's been 12, I think it's been 12 years. It's been 12 years of teaching here.
12 years?
Yeah. I was just a youngin' back then.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, but 12 years.
Yeah?
Of many different courses, all different types of classes, from student newspaper to poetry to fan fiction to science fiction to memoir, to theater classes, to public communication, to on-camera classes, to TV classes, almost anything you can think of. I did a puppet class once.
Yeah.
All different types of classes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you have more classes, but James, who's behind the camera here, sent me a question. So is it okay if I do a question from
Absolutely,
James?
sure, go ahead.
Okay, great. James, why do you like being a teacher for the quality of life activities and classes? Okay, the reason why I love doing these classes is just because of students like you, because you come to class so willing to take risks. I find it really exciting that people come who have never written. Sometimes there's someone like Chris who's a lot of experience writing, and that's
Right.
that in and of itself is impressive, and you're always willing to grow and try new projects and do new things. But sometimes there's someone who has never, maybe it's someone, I think maybe that might have even been you, who has not written before, right?
Yeah.
And then you write something like your trip to Disney World, remember that?
Yeah.
And you write a whole story about your trip to Disney World, and it's so impressive and brave. And I love that. And the other thing that I think is really important to mention is the community building that happens in class. Everyone gives, what I ask of all people is everyone gives positive feedback. And I love what happens in a classroom. Every person comments something on something the other person has read and says something positive. And slowly, little by little, week after week, you build a community in class. And I love watching that happen and being a part of it. So I think that's really important, and that's something I really love about being part of a quality of life community and teacher. Where did you start at Vista? Oh, well, that was something I answered. And was it quality of life classes and activities? So I started as part of the play, and then it just grew and grew. And what's so great about Vista is Vista lets me suggest different class ideas. For instance, this afternoon, I'm starting a class about how to, it's called You're Invited, and it's part of the rec program, and it's about how to give a party, how to entertain, and it integrates writing, how to write an invitation, right?
Of course,
but it also is
yeah.
a theater, improv, because we're going to practice how to have small talk, how to talk to people, and it's going to integrate all different things.
I'm very excited for that.
Oh, and
Yeah,
James
me
is
too.
excited for
I'm
that.
there.
Chris is excited for
Yeah.
that. So it's going to pull in all different types of activities and aspects of things that I'm good at and things that people need. Because once you graduate, you still need to have interactions with your peers, and that takes practice for everyone, not just the Vista community.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah, right. So anyway, that's
We all could use practice for planning events or whatever.
exactly. We all could use practice planning events, and that's another thing I've done professionally is I've been an event producer. So I'll pull in some of that those skills as well when we have that class later today and for the next few weeks.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you for being on the show, Jocelyn. It was a pleasure.
I am so thrilled to be part of Vista Voices this week. You two are great
Thank
hosts.
you.
Thank you so
have
much.
done a great job, and I'm just really excited and honored that you invited me to join you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. We owe you a debt for our accomplishments.
Well, it's all you. I've just been honored to be there as a guide, and I'm really grateful that you've allowed me to do so.
Oh,
Thank
thanks so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this episode of Real Deal. Vista Voices. Tune in for more episodes. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lynch's Monthly Sports Jam, and Happy New Year. when today we are going to get right into it, discovering about the NFL playoffs and its expansion. This expansion playoffs started in 2020 when the NFL went from 14 teams up from 12 in both the AFC conference and NFC conference in their postseasons. There was a big change during the new collective bargaining agreement when many of those owners agreed with the Players Association, well, the majority, in March 2020 to add 2 extra teams from each league, making the format a little bit different. How it looks different now is in many different ways, being 7 teams now for each the wild card round on 3 different days, and putting only 1 team from each conference to get a first round bye, as they are the number 1 seeds with home field advantage up until the Super Bowl. After also adding a 3rd wild card team that took away the number 2 seeds of getting a first round bye in each league to make more money for football and networks going forward, while playing more meaningful games for home field advantage in some rounds. Another reason is to get more fans interested later in the season, as it gives more teams a chance to make the playoffs, still based on tiebreakers. Those tiebreakers are if there are 2 or more teams tied with the same record at the end of the season to possibly make head coaches and general managers keep their jobs for at least another season. So it has many teams with mostly winning records, sometimes with a losing record, while being in a weaker division, getting division championships, which are divided into those 3 regions. Even though some people might think it ruins the regular season's intensity, I'm back and forth on that, while not liking having all division opponents face off the last week of the season. But definitely, I would say, in my opinion, they should add an extra team in each conference and eliminate the weeks off altogether to make an even amount for 3 rounds. Also, they should possibly add another game to the regular season to make it 18 games for each team and 19 weeks in total, as there are 18 weeks with each team having 17 games now ever since 2021, because it could eliminate the weakest divisional winners with losing records. I am looking forward to a full weekend of NFL playoffs, starting with Super Wildcard Weekend, that it is called now since the increase. So thank you for joining me on Lynch's Monthly Sports Jam. We will see you next time.
Hello and welcome to the first Real Deal episode of 2026. I'm your host, Chris Fasano, and ahead of award season, I'll be reviewing one of its biggest contenders, one battle after another. All I can say is that it is nothing short of a masterpiece, thanks to some brilliant direction choices and captivating performances all around, and functions as a wonderful black comedy which feels just as fresh as a movie like Joel and Ethan Coen's Fargo. It's a great tradition of films that are transcendent in how they convey storytelling and pathos within the confines of a movie screen. The film focuses on a team of freedom fighters known as the French 75, liberating detainees from the clutches of Colonel Lockjaw, wonderfully played by Sean Penn. He's pure evil, immortalized into this character. All the performances are uniformly great, especially Leonardo DiCaprio, Jason Finley, and Benicio del Toro in a brilliant role. Even though the movie is almost 3 hours long, it certainly didn't feel that way, that long, because of impeccable pacing in scenes of dialogue and action. The two major chase scenes are executed flawlessly, with brilliant suspense and stunt choreography and stunt driving. It's some of the best action I've ever seen in a movie, a high achievement. I've seen one battle after another twice, and I intend to watch it many more times. It's just as riveting and evocative of our current state of affairs, and I implore all of you to see it. I give the movie a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching Real Deal, and tune in for more reviews.
Welcome to Welcome to David's Dugout. Hi, I am David Reese, and I am going to talk about this week's sports highlights. This week in college basketball, this week in college basketball, the UConn women's basketball team is still undefeated. Their record is 15-0. This week in NFL, New England Patriots are playing in the NFL wildcard game at home against Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday night at 8 o'clock p.m. This week in college football, Montana State beat Illinois State in the FCS championship game in Nashville, Tennessee, in overtime. 35-34. This week in NBA, Boston Celtics beat Chicago Bulls in Boston. 115-101 on Monday, January 5th. My favorite game of the week is New England Patriots. My favorite game of the week is New England Patriots wildcard game this weekend against Los Angeles Chargers. The game I am looking forward to next is NFL wildcard games this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. See you next time at the dugout.
Hi, I'm your host, Junior Lucker. This is Denny's Football Facts. Los Angeles Rams has won their 12th game of the regular season ends. Los Angeles Rams are playing the NFL Playoffs 2025-2026. They are number 5 seed in the playoff bracket of every seed. The next game is Carolina Panthers in Carolina Panthers for the rematch game in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina on Saturday, January 10, 2026. This game will be Los Angeles Rams will win because Carolina Panthers will beat them in regular season week 13 on Sunday, November 30th, 2025. Carolina Panthers easily eliminated conference playoffs, and Los Angeles Rams always stand up strong a lot to the playoffs. During the game, Carolina Panthers will not get the chance to beat Los Angeles Rams in a wild card round because Los Angeles Rams always become stronger in the playoffs. Los Angeles Rams would win the wild card round, then Carolina Panthers will be eliminated, and Los Angeles Rams will be moved up to divisional round with the Yellow Seahawks. Check out more about Los Angeles Rams next time. See you later.